I've just celebrated 3 years of alcohol-free on the 10th of March. So I'm pretty chuffed with myself. And a lot of that success was to do with Janet and then, of course, Lynette, who was my sober coach for most of the year in 2021. And we still connected. Hey, Lynette, we still chat, and yeah, there's still lots going on. Lynette's quite big on putting goals and challenges in place, gentle challenges with love. So one of my goals was, if I reached 1 year AF, I would write about it, and I'd write about all the things that helped. Much to my absolute astonishment, year 1 was approaching, and I was like, oops, now I've actually got to do what I said I was going to do. Out of that promise came a little booklet called The Other 12 Steps, which I wrote, which was quite literally like, it was loosely based on Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey, a sort of cycle of steps that helped me, and I thought possibly some other people to, in my sobriety journey. And just to accompany that, I also did a journal, which is really what Janet was talking about when she introduced me now. And the journal is actually more of an interactive thing. So it's a 12-week journal where you engage with something each day, and then you gauge how you're feeling. It's just a tactile record for you to reflect on what's happening to you, and also something to look back on when you are struggling, or if you need to be uplifted, and just reinforce how far you've come in your journey. Because sometimes we take 1 step or 3 steps forward and 1 step back, and we just feel so flawed and trapped. So yeah, it really was just about that. And to accompany both TOTS, other 12 steps, the little booklet and the journal, I did some doodles with Lynette as well over the course of her coaching. So I do a doodle every month when we chatted. So it's decorated with doodles. Hence the part about the artist that Janet mentioned. But the doodles does not an artist make. So it's just a nice way of expressing yourself. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell, and it's lovely to see your faces. And if anyone's got any questions, I'm very happy to share TOTS. In fact, Tribe Sober have got the PDF, so I'm very happy to share it with you. And then I can share with you the first couple of weeks of the journal if you'd like as well, just to see if you're keen. Yeah, and for this Tribe Sober program, I'm just sitting in to see if maybe doing a journal for this particular program would work. So basically, this is the beginning of the journal, the introduction, the doodle, a very nice intro by a man who talks about the hero's journey called Paul Winefield. And he talks about, in the real hero's journey, the dragon slays you. Much to your surprise, you couldn't make your marriage work. You turned 40 with no house, no kids, no prospects. And much to your surprise, the world didn't want the gifts that you proudly offered. And then it goes on to say how from that humility, you rise as a phoenix and you start conquering the world in your own particular way. Then an introduction by myself. And then this is basically how it's broken down. So the call to adventure, day 1, why do you drink? List all the reasons you can think of. I do love a quote or two, as you would see if you ever read this. And this one is, love yourself even a little bit more each day, and your life will bloom into infinite joy. And then at the bottom of the page, you can rate how your day was, and you can clock in how many free days you're on. And in this first day, I ask you to take a selfie to look back on. And then basically it just carries on. It mirrors the actual booklet. So the call to adventure continues. You list your reasons why. A quote by Julia Cameron, who both Janet and I are great fans of. And again, find a meaningful way to treat yourself to something special, AF days, and then call to adventure, and so on. And then the next section would be the following week. And that's another little doodle introducing supernatural aids, which is just a way of saying, write a list of your sober supports in your toolbox. And then it goes on to just give you some of the actual practical things that help me, something like tapping, journaling, learning about urge surfing, the culture of drinking, and so on. I think that's enough, Janet. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they'll get the idea. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's beautiful. And the thing is, because it covers 3 months, I think it goes really
Mm.
well with Breaking Free because
Mm.
the program covers 3 months. We'll get it to the people here, if that's all right with you, Vanessa, and
Yeah, sure.
maybe they can keep the journal and give you some feedback.
Yeah, I'd love some feedback. Thanks.